Google, getting better search results. Alright, so let's go with some general tips. To begin with, let's say I want to look for a high school, West Point High School in Coleman, Alabama. First thing I do is I type in West Point High School. And then I look at it, and I'm actually doing this search from Virginia. So it's popping out Virginia results. See, they're all Virginia results, not very helpful. So what I need to do is be a little more specific. So in the second search, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in West Point High School, Coleman, Alabama. Now I'm getting it. I'm hitting exactly where I wanted to. But because I've done prior searches for Coleman, Alabama, actually Google kind of realized that in the last string and gave me a little shortcut on the right hand side. I don't know if you saw that or not. But that's only because I had prior searches. So there it is. First hit. Great. That's what we're after. It's how can we find that as fast as possible? Well, sometimes you're searching for things that's hard to find. So let me show you some other little tricks along the way. First off, you can use the plus sign. If you put the plus sign in the search, it requires that Coleman has to be on the page. Has to be in the answer that it's looking for. In this case, found it again, which we expect. But remember, we also had the problem where we found Virginia. And along with Virginia, what you didn't see, there was Virginia, Mississippi, Nebraska, as well as Alabama. So there were lots of states. So what I can do is I can rule out choices. So if I want to rule out some responses, I'll do a minus sign, and all the words that follow it will be left out. So in this case, I have minus Virginia, minus Mississippi, minus Nebraska. So it'll leave those out of the search. But again, Google's done pretty good at isolating it down the first time. Now let's say you had a quote you had to find out. I shall return. You're wondering, well, who said that? Well, you can just type in I shall return in quotes, and it'll look for that exact phrase, I shall return. The punctuation won't matter, just the words, and try to find it matched up. So in this case, it matches it up with General Douglas MacArthur. Now, if you really want to hit the nail on the head, if you're looking for something really hard to find, use the minus sign to get rid of results, use the plus sign to add results, and the quotes to get something specific. So here's what it would look like. In quotes, West Point High School, plus Coleman, minus Virginia, minus Mississippi, minus Nebraska. Now, hopefully, I can get to where I want to go real quickly. And of course, Google was pretty good the first time, because I've done some prior searches, but it finds it real fast when I do that. Let's say I'm looking for related words, like, for example, cellular. I'm looking for something about cellular, but we call it cell phones, and maybe in England they call it a mobile. So I've got to be somewhere finding related searches. So I use a tilde symbol. That's in the upper left-hand part of the keyboard. So I can use that, and it'll find cellular and other things that look like cellular. So as I go through it, you can see I found a couple other words over here. There's cell. Okay, that's the wrong kind of cellular. But I've got cell phones. I've got T-Mobile, so I've got mobile popped up. And I got smartphones, so that's like a cellular, and Nokia, which sell mobile phones. And it says Nokia mobiles. So I've got a lot of different things popping up that are like a cell phone in this search. I can also use Boolean operators, words like or, to search for multiple queries. For example, let's say I'm going on a vacation for London or Paris. So when I do that, I find anything that's got these two phrases, vacation London or vacation Paris, or even vacation London and Paris. So it's found a bunch of hits. I scroll up the screen a little bit, get past the ads. There we go. So London, Paris, London to Paris, London and Paris, a couple different variations of it. I can also find ranges, like a range of numbers. So I know that in London, 1665 and 1666, those are pretty big years. I'm not sure what it was about it that I need to know about. So what I'll do is I'll enter London, 1665, and ... 1666. And there we go. It's finding that range. If I scroll down the screen a little bit, I can see those different dates and what will happen. And I can also use an asterisk as a placeholder or kind of a wild card. If you're on Windows machines, this might be familiar to you. If you're not, it's the wildcard holder. So I'm looking for a quote or a song lyric, and I got part of the words down, a blank by any other name, and I'm trying to finish it. So a blank, I'll replace the word blank with an asterisk. Enter in the search engine, it comes up with a rose by any other name. So great, so it filled it in, figured it out for me. I can also type calculations into the search, so I can do them all in one line, kind of like it's on a graphing calculator, and it gives me a result. Hey, it's a calculator in Google. If I want to, with my calculations, I can do something else. I can do a little conversion, like 4 cups to liters. There it is. It pops up as a unit converter. And if it doesn't have the converter, it'll tell you where to find it. Now let's talk about